So it's going to be more dimensional? I mean, are they going to be...
No, it's going to be...
In the fall of 2000, the Office of Cultural Affairs and the Missouri Arts Council sponsored a project called The Artist in Residence. The project teamed up Seattle artist Norman Courtney with Columbia art students to explore the process of creating public art.
Nice job.
The program was so successful that another grant was awarded this year. Columbia artist Susan Taylor Glasgow collaborated with fifth graders from New Haven Elementary, and together they created and designed new art for the school. Many of you may know Susan from her magnificent glass installation at Fire Station 8.
Ray Hunter at the Office of Cultural Affairs called me, and it's a project that is in conjunction with the Fire Station 8 project. And we wanted to do a 2-week residency and then complete a project that would be installed in the school in a relationship with the Fire Station 8.
I first heard about it when Dr. Martin approached me and explained that they wanted to do an artist in residence program, and she explained how it related to the fire station with Susan Glasgow doing the artwork over there, and that as part of that they wanted to do an in-school project with the 5th grade class.
First thing is we went to the fire station and looked at the site and looked at the artwork network. It was important to me that the artwork have a connection to the firefighters working there. So there are symbols like a firefighter's hat, a horse, and then a couple of the logos that the Columbia firefighters use on all of their trucks and other equipment.
Which one's your favorite?
Which one's my favorite? I kind of like the horse too. The horse. We then went back to New Haven Elementary, and I explained to them what I did, and I had examples of work there for them. Sides are glass, and I went to the store and bought a sheet of glass and cut it and fit it to this space. This is stained glass, just like you would see at a church, where the pieces are attached to one another, and then I've painted the face on. And a lot of church windows will have painted faces, just like this. Some of them nice. And we talked about the molecular structure of glass, and then we did a little glass cutting.
Oh, I like that noise.
You know, I had them get a feel for the tools so that during the design steps, they knew what was going to be possible and not possible with the materials.
Yeah, but I don't know why you did that.
That was so easy. It wasn't hard.
That wasn't hard.
The next day that I met with the children, I brought my torch and explained to them the properties of glass when it's hot and showed them the tools involved there.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is make some stringers so that I'm ready to make my bead. And this glass has been outside, so it's real cold. So if I were to introduce it right into the flame, it would cause it to break. So I'm going to have to let it warm up very slowly. I'm going to do that by waving it around the flame, way up here.
Looks like a piece of soup. That is It's pretty. Wow. That's cool.
We also talked about measurements, and we looked at the space, and I had the children measure. I explained to them the different increments of an inch, so that when they went up and measured, they could call down, 12 and 1/16. We decided on this space up above here. And we decided that because it was out of the way, it wouldn't interfere with the function of the school, and it was out of reach of everybody, and it was a nice big space so that when we did our design, people wouldn't have to squint to be able to see what was going on. Basically, we're measuring from where the glass starts to where the glass stops right here. The next time that I saw the children, I brought grid paper because we were actually going to start designing the project, and I explained to them proportion and how an artist will work small so that when you're doing your coloring and doing your designing, you're not trying to do it full scale. You do it on a smaller sheet, but in proportion.
I did it kind of in the middle of the sheet, leaving room on the top and the bottom.
Up here. Like up here. I think
that would make it kind of balanced. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Up here.
Yeah. Well, somewhere over there.
I think that we should like have a 4-inch. I mean, yeah.
So they worked really well on their grid, and then we worked on the symbols that were going to fill the 9-inch squares. And I gave them topics to think about, and we went back to the questions about what message they want to give to people visiting their school.
The message I want to give to the art workers is, and the viewers, is like a caring school, and that it's fun to be at, and it's safe, and it's a nice place to be.
I think what I learned in New Haven is to work together with the entire team, so that I don't know, so you can just learn to work together and to leave something behind.
We wanted to show our motto, smart kids getting smarter.
Well, you know, let's talk about symbols a little bit before I have you guys like just jump into it.
I told them that on a logo, you want it to fill the space and you want it to be easily recognizable from a distance. Each of the children did a design based on the theme that I gave them. So if I gave the team a science theme, each of the children did a logo on science.
Oh, all right. So you selected the planets. That's a great idea.
Hey, I know science.
I really like this. Make it bigger. Make it fill up the whole space.
Einstein and Thomas Edison clapping hands. I'm gonna put clear. I'm done.
On the last day, we combined the classes, and there was about 50 children, and we put their designs up on the chalkboard, and each child was given a ballot.
Write down your first choice and your second choice.
On the basketball team is on the New York City. I come on.
But mostly I think I don't just make a picture.
After working with the children doing the grids and the symbols that were going to be incorporated into the design, I came back to my studio and took my grid and enlarged it into a full-size pattern. After I assembled the sections here in my studio, I went back one last day to the New Haven children and showed them the progress of the work and showed them the other steps that they weren't seeing.
And you can see how I've given myself notes so that I know exactly where all these pieces go. Because if I didn't write blue here, I'd have to go back to the master drawing and count over the rows, and you know, just it would take more time. And this would be the next step after I get the design sandblasted on. But I wrap each one up like this and kind of get an idea of how much foil I need. And then each one of the pieces will be put together, and then this would get heated up really hot, and I would connect them all together with the solder.
Now we'd like to invite all of the 5th graders to come up very slowly and carefully because we don't want to break our art. Help me count, 5th graders. 1, 2, 3.
love it.
Turned out pretty good.
I thought the math problem was really creative.
I think we all did it as a team together.
I like the NHA, the New Haven Accelerated School thing.
Susan Glasgow, she spent a lot of time to do this for us.
I think this is the best piece of artwork I've ever seen.
It really was all of our pieces.
Well, I think that is a masterpiece.
Everyone look this way.